This entire modern kitchen is built from only neighborhood vendor items. No farming, no crafted items. Let's build this in real time together. Okay, so here we are. We're starting out in the square room tiny. And I'm going to go in and change the wallpaper here to this silver moon etched marble with the generic wall paint just to brighten up the room and like lift the colors a little bit. I do end up changing this wall to this cottage material. It's completely necessary. You can skip this step, but I just think it gives a little bit of texture to the wall, which is kind of nice. Okay, so now we're going to go in and add the Stormwind small platforms, cheaper on the decor budget, and we're just going to rotate them around so that they form a counter. You may have just seen me there use some kind of duplicate. That is actually the plumber add-on. So if you don't have that, I highly recommend it. It's amazing for so many quality of life features within housing. But basically what I just did there was highlight over the original platform, and then I press Alt on my keyboard and it duplicates the item. It's a lifesaver if you're building something big that requires a lot of items. Here as well, what I'm also doing is building some kind of like wooden feature wall. I know a lot of you guys usually ask me, where do I get my inspiration from? A lot of it genuinely comes from IRL builds, like in real life kitchens. I look on Google, I look on Pinterest, and I see what's the kind of color scheme that they use, what's maybe some common features that they all have. For example, every single one has a kitchen island, which is why I knew I needed to build a kitchen island. So it's really just looking at in real life builds already and seeing which one works and what can I do in WoW that would fit. And that's why I love these platforms, because you can scale them so much and they're so versatile. You can use them to so many things. So here what you're seeing me do is clip some wash basins into the wall. So I dyed this one bone white for the hand towel, and then I'm taking this second one in the obsidian black. This was supposed to be like an integrated microwave situation. Whether it gave that, I don't know, but that was my inspiration, so that's what that is. Here I'm also going to be taking some of these weathered tables. They are actually, yeah, tables, but I think they're really beautiful as shelves. I scaled them up to 120, and I really love the like diamond pattern that they have on them. I think that's a really nice detail. So I think you can use them as shelves so long as you can cover the edges of them, I guess. I'm also taking these secret bookcases. These are actually doors, but they're the only books that we have from neighborhood vendors. I so hope that they add in some like free standing books that we can use, but right now it's only these, so I'm clipping them into the wall like this so that you can use them. I do feel like the base vendor items for clutter are really lacking. There's basically none. I hope that they add something like that in the future, but right now they actually have a active endeavor called the Grummels, where you can get like coffee mugs and coffee machines. They make great kitchen clutter. I'm really glad that they added them in right now, and they're really cheap as well. They're like 5 coupons for like an item, so it's okay, it's worth it. And if you didn't know, you can actually travel to someone else's neighborhood and buy from their endeavor vendor if it's not something that's currently active for you. They usually have groups in the LFG custom mode for this that you can just go in, sign up, and ask if anyone has that active endeavor, so you can TP there and use their items instead, which is a great little tip. Other side of this shelf you don't need to worry about, because we're going to cover it now with the 2 platforms. So these are again the silver moon platforms, and you're just going to use them for the top and the bottom. I do actually go and speed this next part up, because despite having done this before, I did it wrong. I scaled them down not the correct size, so I then had to go in and redo it. So don't do it like that. So here I'm taking 4 Stormwind beams, rotating them 90 degrees and scaling them. They should be to 90%. I actually scaled them wrong here, but that makes all 4 of them fit. And if you take 2 silver moon beams, you can use them as handles. Oh, next I'm going to be adding in some windows. These I actually prefer to turn around because then you don't get this like super blue lighting. I think it looks a little bit false. I wish there was a way that you could like turn the lighting down on windows, because when you turn them around you get this like frosted look almost that I think looks really cute. And a little tip to know is if you don't have anything on the other side of these windows, or if you do, sorry, have anything on the other side of these windows, when you turn them like that, it will actually make them see-through. But yeah, I do actually also wish that there was an option within the game to be able to scale up and down the lighting, like dim lights or make lights really bright, because I feel like some items have super much brightness and some items give off barely any light at all, and I wish there was a way that you could alter that. Okay, but here we are making a stove now. Again, I've used this wash basin, flipped it upside down and made it black. And the same with the stools. These are just the wooden stools from the human vendor, but I have like dyed them black and I'm gonna scale them just to kind of give it a more realistic like stove look. I have seen some amazing creators do some amazing, really hyper detailed stoves. And that's the nice thing with this is super simple and basic, but you can really make any element of your house as much detailed or as much not detailed as you want based on your personal style, or maybe your decor budget if you need to save on some because you haven't leveled yet or something. It's really flexible, and that's the great thing. But I'm here adding in these barrels to every single build that I do because it's like the nice little clutter item that we have, along with these roses just to make something cute and pretty in the corner there. And as well with our one painting that we have accessible right now, I make this gallery wall. Just ignore the fact that it is the same picture. Otherwise, yeah, onto the kitchen island. But I actually noticed when I was at the Alliance vendor on the Horde neighborhood, like where the smugglers are, that when you go into the vendors there, they have a guy who is like selling artwork, and they had more variations of pictures. So I'm really hoping that in the future we get some of those variations, and I'm pretty sure we will have added decor items to the base vendors in time, like when they bring like Pandaren or maybe Troll or something like that. At least I'm hoping that they will. But yeah, that was really cool to see because I haven't really thought about it before, but could be interesting. Anyway, next we are going in with some baskets. I use these as stools. I didn't make them functional. You absolutely can. You can just put a stool and like clip it onto the top, and then you can sit on them, which is a really cute idea. And these gilded candelabras that I'm using for over the kitchen island, they are actually new this patch. So if you haven't seen them, that's why they're on the Blood Elf vendors, and they are new and they're really nice. They are similar to the ones that we have on the human vendors, but are a lot more luxurious. I only use them really because they were the next best thing for having something over the counter. I know ordinarily a lot of people use like the Gilnean pitchfork or the Ardenweald hanging baskets. They are much better if you can afford them off the auction house or have the quest done for them. I would recommend using them, but otherwise this works. It's just not the same look. Then I just added some of these night elf lights into the base to kind of add a bit of lighting there. I also added them into the ceiling here that I thought looked really cute and realistic. Like a lot of modern homes do have these spotlights now as just like base, so I felt like that was applicable there. And then these candlesticks, I'm actually clipping them into the wall right now to look like frying pans. but this was a concept that I saw from another content creator called Ma, and it's such a unique concept idea, but I saw this there and I really loved it. And then I'm just using the same candles to clip into this cabinet to give like an LED light situation to the back and just bring a bit of brightness into the room. But yeah, there we have it. I really hope you enjoyed this one, guys. Thank you so much for watching and see you next time. Bye.